Hi, this is Cluskey again, out on the Eastbourne Downs, walking through the woods this time. Isn't that lovely? Look at those woods, oh, to die for. I just love walking up here. What have I got for you this week? Best advice for 2016, re-studio gear. Somebody asked me, could I advise them? They got £1,000 to £1,200 to spend. Should I buy a PC? An Apple Mac? What sort of software, music software to buy? I'll try and get through it quickly. If you want more detail, go on the makehits.co.uk site. I'll give you the link down below, and you'll see that each year I update my advice about the latest and best gear. So this guy, one of the members, starting out, wants to know the best gear. Well, first of all, has to be Apple Mac. Don't even get into the argument about PC. Simply is not good enough. And the money you'll waste on buying a PC and then upgrading it and doing all the bits and pieces to it, you might as well buy a Mac in the first place. You don't need a brand new Mac. Anything less than 5 years old will do. Make sure it's Intel powered, and make sure it's more than single core. In other words, dual core, quad core, 8 core. I think they've gone up to 16 core now, but that's for huge artistic graphics work, and also for music, of course, as well. There's only one software to use, and that's Pro Tools. Again, don't even get into the argument. The only argument is from people who can't afford Pro Tools. Make yourself afford Pro Tools, because there is the industry standard. Steps here, I've got to be a bit careful coming down here. Haven't been down this way for a long time. Very steep, big steps. There we are, I'm safe. Bit slippy though, muddy. So Pro Tools, it's up to Pro Tools 12 at the moment. For those who use Pro Tools, I just upgraded recently. There's a new deal from the end of December 2015 where, yes, you can upgrade and pay for upgrading, but the better deal seems to be to do the annual subscription. It's just like Adobe Photoshop and that. Annual subscription, and then you get all the backup, all the support by email, and one phone call per month. I must say I am desperately disappointed in Avid, who make Pro Tools, as regards this annual plan. I've been in touch with them many times recently, and I think it's quite disgraceful, because I simply cannot get in touch with them. And if Avid are watching this, I mean it. I cannot get in touch with you. Sort out your website, please. I know it's only the start of this deal you're doing, but sort it out. The likes of me, we need to have support all the time. As regards the spending the money on the studio, the most important thing is the acoustics of this studio. That is singularly the most important thing. You got to have a dead studio. Put HESSIAN up on the walls, or any sort of dampening. I use fiberglass. My studio is in a loft, a huge loft of a huge house, Stanton Prior, and that's what I did. It was fiberglass in between the rafters, and then HESSIAN covered. That's an excellent way of doing it. You may think of other good ways of doing it. A good way to do it is to put a mattress up against the wall, put the microphone in front of the mattress for singing or playing guitar or whatever. Apart from having great acoustics, I would also suggest, and I'll put it down below, I'll put the link to Studio Spares, a bit of equipment called Red 100. Red 100 is a microphone enhancing piece of kit that half circles around the microphone, so that you stand in front of it, and that will increase the great acoustics even better. So I use that. As regards microphones, don't even bother to even consider expensive microphones at this stage of the game. Expensive microphones are simply for recording people like Adele, where it's a solo voice, just one instrument. Recording one instrument, or recording a solo voice, or recording a choir, you need what's called an excellent noise floor. In other words, the inherent noise made by the microphone when there's nothing happening is absolutely almost zero. Take note of that, and take note of the fact that nowadays with pop recording particularly, with the amount of compression we use, the amount of enhancing we use, the amount of effects that we use, you practically would find it impossible. I find it impossible to guess what sort of a microphone was used in the first place. So bear that in mind. The industry standard has always been, since I was around, and still will be for the foreseeable future, Shure SM58. You'll see it on every television show. And Manic Street Preachers recorded a complete album using SM58. Stunning. And SM57 for drums. So there we are, that's microphones. Monitors, very quickly. Monitors, Yamaha NS10. Don't even enter into the argument. Look at any studio, any major studio, Abbey Road, wherever, any major studio in the world, and you'll see those little babies with the white cones. You recognize them immediately. I'll put a photograph down below, you can see them. But go to look at a photograph of any major studio and you will see them. They don't make them anymore. Yamaha shot themselves in the foot really by not making them anymore. But Studio Spares do a very natty imitation called the SN10. Yamaha, they're not Yamaha actually, SN10. And I'll put the link again. That's monitors, earphones. Again, don't even enter into the argument. Bear GT100. Industry standard right through the world. Right through the world. So that's software, that's the computer. What else do you need? I think that's about it. You're pretty well sorted with that. As regards software, instruments, plugins, the plugins that come with Pro Tools are mind-blowing. They really are. The one added one I would suggest to you would be one that I found long ago, and since they upgraded to Pro Tools 12, now they're using a new system, a new AVID system called AAX. It used to be VST or RTAS. Now they've got a new software system called AAX. So I had to upgrade some of my stuff because of that. But the one I'm talking about is from Arturia. Arturia, I'll put the link again downstairs. Arturia, and it's the Analog Lab. And it's basically 6,000 sounds from all the greatest analog keyboards right through the years. If you can't find something in there, there's something wrong with you. So there we go, that's 2016. This is Deck out in the Downs. It's getting a bit blowy now, the microphone might be making noises. And I'll see you next week. Serious Writers Guild, 4 minutes on the net with Deck, makehits.com. Are you a member of the Serious Writers Guild? Leave your comments down below. Bye.